Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the Smash Our Stash collaboration. This was put on by Bourbon Creek Crafts, who is Beth, and Fresh and Renewed with Teresa. The idea is to get us to dig into our stash. And each month there is a theme, and they're not like the cool trendy things or the things you probably bought yesterday. I mean, we're talking way down deep. Get in there, use those brads, buttons, whatever it is. And then there are free choice months. I am loving the free choice month. I don't know if I'm mature enough to do this on a regular basis or if this would be fun for me to do on my own monthly. I don't know. But what I did for free choice this month is I did crafting with items on the counter. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have card bases ready to go. So that slowed me down right here at the end. I procrastinated again. But let me show you what I made, because now I have a bunch of great stuff either ready to go. I owe some happy mail and some thank yous, or ready to go on journal pages. And I cleaned my counter doing this. I can honestly say my counter's much cleaner. I'll have a behind the scenes video if you want to check that out. So let me show you what I did. I made a whole bunch of collage pieces, and I'll zoom you in so you can kind of check them out. They were literally with the bits or the ephemera or the die cuts that were on the counter. And I'm not going to walk you through each one because every one of them is different. I don't know why the end to a spool of thread was on the counter, but it's in there. This was a Happy Mail item, so was this. This was from last spring, probably when I was cutting butterflies like crazy. This was a cute little die cut that I got in Happy Mail, and I put Miss You on it. And these are just bits of paper. And so each one of them is completely different. Some have sentiments on them, some do not, and some might get another layer when they go on the finished piece to tie it in. Maybe a flower, or like this one, you could put a butterfly, a bird, a stamped image, whatever, to tie it in. Same here. They're just ready to go bits. Oh, look at this one. Turned out so cute. They have a bit of foiling to add interest, and also the stitching. So it might not all show, but trust me, they're fun. Look, I used one of those little flowers that was sitting around. Joy. Everybody needs some joy. This one had a cute little fairy. She'd been floating around on the counter, and I don't know why she was out here. I think one day I was looking for charms. She's not actually a charm. A bunch of silver thread that was laying on the counter. This, I think, is part of a sewing pattern, or no, it looks like paper bag. This one's sewing pattern. I don't know why there was a red ribbon on the counter. Maybe from a Christmas project. Hello? I used the scraps of paper that were on the counter, so that's how the colors got chosen. In your room, they might all be pink. Look at those. Some of these are ephemera bits that have been recently Happy Mailed to me, so they were still sitting on the counter. So you might recognize things you sent me. Others are just, you know, when you do a project and one sequin gets away. Oh yeah, grabbed it and glued it on. These were sitting on the counter, so I glued them together. Okay, then, one more of those. Live isn't my favorite word, but it was on the counter. Some of the words I used because they were on the counter, and some I just die cut tonight. Hello, the tag was already sitting around. I die cut all of these. These are just single layer joy and hello, so those are ready to go. Then I have this joy die that's fairly small, and a lot of my scraps were small. Many of the pieces I used were this. I have a stack of them. That's how my dies were chosen. So paw prints, joy. Look at this one. It's an upholstery sample, and it had paper on the back and everything. I die cut it and then used it as a double layer sentiment. So I like how that one turned out. Here was a bit of really pretty glitter paper that had gotten away. Season's greetings. I am fighting with these a little, and I left them in to keep the apostrophe. Then a whole bunch of joy. Again, bulletin board border that was sitting on the counter. That's what that iridescent gold is. This blue, light blue, came in something and was sitting on the counter. These are all just off the counter. But look at these striped ones. This was a kit that I bought at one of those creative reuse stores. I can't remember what was in it that I wanted. And it had this not very attractive paper. You can probably see it in the behind the scenes video. I haven't edited that yet, but I'm hoping it shows. And it had these colors and some green. It was not a really cute paper. It wasn't great quality. It wasn't really cute. I love these. I absolutely love how they turned out. And they have a bit of this pinkish color on them. They have a bit of lavender, blue. I mean, they appeal to a lot of different projects, especially as we head into winter, spring. So I made all sorts of joy. And the counter is better. Somewhere along the way, these were like matte, photo matte sample things, and they're a little bit thick. But I put some die cuts on them just because the joy fit, and these were on the counter. So it really forces you to try things that you wouldn't. The only thing that I got out, I think, was this layer right here of navy. I wanted to matte the embossed paper, and I didn't have a full sheet of navy on the counter. So I think that might be one of the only things that I got out to use. Everything else was sitting around. This game helps if you're messy like me. I even used one of those cute little stars, and this was the strip off of one of my scrap cards. I think I just missed the garbage can, and it was sitting on the counter. So I used it, and the thread, a spool went very badly, and there was a bunch of it in my jar. I still have a lot in my jar. That is what I made, and I hope that you got some inspiration, and maybe you have a big mess sitting out and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to clean it up. Well, maybe just die cut the heck out of it, or stamp on the scraps, or if all else fails, just glue and stitch them all together and have a great time doing it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out all the other collaborators. You're going to see all sorts of things in Free Choice Month, and I'm sure that some people didn't wait till the very last minute like me, and they have all sorts of great things to show you. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you so much to Beth for keeping this collaboration going. I'm looking forward to doing it in 2022. Bye-bye.